They said whoever opened this box awakened something that should have stayed buried forever. Nightmares, sickness, death. It was sold on eBay as an antique. But it wasn't just wood and wine. It was a prison. And tonight, we'll open it. Stay with me. Because by the end of this story, you'll decide for yourself if the Dybbuk Box is real or something far worse. Before we begin, hit subscribe, like, and turn on the bell. Because once you hear this, you'll understand why some doors should never be opened. It all started in 2003. A man named Kevin Mannis attended an estate sale in Portland, Oregon. He bought a simple wooden wine cabinet. Nothing special. The owner had just passed away. A 103-year-old Jewish woman named Havela. Her family begged him not to take the box. They said, "It's a Dybbuk box. Please, never open it." But Kevin thought it was just superstition. When he brought it home, he cleaned it, polished it, and then curiosity took over. He opened it. Inside were strange things. 2 pennies dated 1920, a lock of hair, a small goblet, and a carved stone. But from that night, everything changed. Kevin started having dreams of an old, withered woman, her eyes black, her voice whispering Hebrew words he didn't understand. Every morning, he woke up with bruises on his arms, and the smell of rotting jasmine filled the air. Soon, strange events followed. Lights flickered, objects moved on their own, and one night he found a dark figure standing over his bed. Thinking it was just his imagination, he gifted the box to his mother on her birthday. Moments after she opened it, she suffered a stroke. She survived, but she couldn't speak. The only thing she managed to write on a piece of paper was 2 words: hate, gift. Kevin gave the box away, but every new owner had the same experience. Nightmares, shadows, voices whispering from inside the box. A college student who bought it online said every night she felt something crawl on her skin while she slept. Another owner's hair started falling out in clumps. All of them reported the same dream, the old woman standing in the corner, whispering in a language they didn't know. Kevin decided to document everything and posted the story on eBay. Within hours, it went viral. People started calling it the most haunted object in the world. In Jewish folklore, a Dybbuk is a restless spirit, a lost soul that refuses to move on. It attaches itself to a living person or object, feeding off fear and sorrow. The word Dybbuk literally means to cling. Some rabbis in the 1600s wrote rituals to remove Dybbuks, involving mirrors, Hebrew chants, and salt circles. But what happens if the Dybbuk isn't inside a person, but trapped inside a box? In 2018, the Dybbuk Box was acquired by Zach Bagans, host of Ghost Adventures. He placed it in his haunted museum in Las Vegas. Visitors fainted just being near it. Cameras malfunctioned every time someone tried to film it. Zach himself said he refused to open it. Until one night in 2020, he did. With musician Post Malone beside him, he lifted the lid. Immediately, lights cut out, and the room filled with a smell of sulfur. Weeks later, Post Malone's plane nearly crashed. His house was robbed. His car tires exploded on the highway. Coincidence? Maybe. But after that, he refused to talk about the Dybbuk Box again. Skeptics believe it's all a psychological trick, that the Dybbuk Box was just a clever internet myth, born from Kevin Mannis's imagination. He himself once admitted he added drama to his story, but later claimed that didn't mean the curse wasn't real. Scientists say the brain fills in patterns when exposed to fear, hallucinations, sleep paralysis, pareidolia. But how can so many people over decades have the same exact nightmare, the same smell, the same woman? Online forums are filled with people who claim to have built or seen Dybbuk boxes. Some say they opened them and heard whispering voices. Others saw shadows crawl along the walls. There are YouTube videos, real footage, of people burning the boxes and screaming when they crack open. One of them, a man named Jason Haxton, owned the original box after Kevin. He said he stored it in a gold-lined container to keep the spirit contained. Even then, his skin broke out in painful sores. Doctors couldn't explain why. He later donated it to Zach Bagans' museum. Jewish exorcists believe the only way to contain a Dybbuk is to trap it between the physical and spiritual worlds. That's why the box is sealed with wax, prayers, and locks. When Kevin opened it, he broke that protection. Some rabbis have visited the museum and refused to touch it.
One said, "The soul inside is not at rest, it wants to be freed."
The question remains, freed to where? Today, the Dybbuk Box still sits behind glass in Las Vegas. Cameras watch it day and night. Sometimes motion sensors go off with no one near it. Visitors report whispers, calling their name. Zach says he hears tapping from inside the glass when the museum is closed. Was this all coincidence? A mix of imagination, fear, and internet hysteria? Or was a real entity released into our world when that box was opened? If fear feeds it, maybe that's how it still lives. Through us. Through every person who watches this story.
Like you.
If you made it to the end, you're one of the brave ones. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this story, because the more people who know, the less power the Dybbuk has. And remember, some doors, once opened, can never be closed. This is Beyond Fear.